My name is Alex, and I'm 42. For 15 years, I believed I had the kind of marriage people envy. My wife, Vanessa, was everything I thought I ever wanted. Brilliant, confident, captivating. She could walk into any room and immediately become the center of attention. And I was proud just to be the man standing beside her. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep watching, because the best part's coming up next. She worked in marketing for a top-tier consulting firm, and she was damn good at it. Closing impossible deals, dazzling clients, climbing the ladder with ruthless charm. I admired her, maybe too much. I thought we were building something together. I thought I was the steady one, the safe harbor she could return to after conquering the world. But looking back now, I realize the truth. I was never her partner. I was her backdrop. The shift started slowly, like a whisper you can almost ignore. The late nights at work, the constant phone calls, the new clothes, the sudden obsession with spa treatments, and the way she started closing her laptop the moment I walked in the room. She said it was all for work, for appearances, and I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her. But then came the silences, the sighs, the eye rolls when I talked about my job, my interests, my life. I'm a software developer. Nothing flashy, but solid, reliable. I used to think she respected that. But suddenly, it felt like I embarrassed her. Still, I clung to hope. I told myself all marriages go through rough patches. I told myself she was just stressed. But hope turned into suspicion, and suspicion turned into certainty. I hired a private investigator. Just saying that out loud made me feel like I'd failed, like I was betraying my own marriage. But I needed to know. I couldn't live in the dark anymore. His name was Robert, ex-cop, quiet, professional. In 3 weeks, he uncovered everything I was afraid to admit. Vanessa was having an affair with her boss, Marcus Chen. The photos were like knives. Them holding hands across candlelit tables, entering hotels in the middle of the day, kissing in parking lots like teenagers drunk on lust and secrecy. But it didn't stop there. She had opened a secret credit card. Thousands of dollars on luxury dinners, hotel rooms, designer gifts. And the final blow? She used money from our joint savings, the account we built together, to take Marcus on a romantic vacation. She told me she was at a work conference in Chicago. I remember waving her goodbye, telling her to be safe. I feel sick just thinking about it. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling, drowning in a storm of rage, heartbreak, and disbelief. I wanted to scream. I wanted to pack up and leave. I wanted to confront her, throw the photos in her face, and watch the mask fall. But then I remembered. Her birthday party was coming. She had spent weeks planning it. A catered dinner at our house. 25 guests, colleagues, neighbors, mutual friends. She called it a celebration of her success and our life together. The audacity of it made my blood boil. So I made a decision. Let her have her night. Let her bask in her illusion. And then I'd tear it all down. I spent the next few days preparing. I collected every piece of evidence, photos, text messages, financial records. I opened a separate bank account, started transferring my share of our assets. I contacted a divorce lawyer, and then I got to work on the presentation. A digital slideshow. Cold, brutal, undeniable. Screenshots of her texts with Marcus. Photos from hotel lobbies and dinners. Credit card statements. Proof of everything. I uploaded it to a cloud drive. I created an email, addressed to every single guest attending her party. The night came. The house looked like something out of a magazine. Candles, music, wine flowing freely. Vanessa floated around the room, charming everyone, radiant in her new dress like nothing in the world could touch her. I played the part, smiled, made drinks, asked about people's kids, and all the while, I was counting down the minutes. Around 9 p.m., just after the main course was served. Vanessa stood to make a toast. She raised her glass. "Thank you all for being here tonight." Then our neighbor Janet chimed in, trying to be kind. "You're lucky to have such a supportive husband." Vanessa laughed. "Alex does his part, though sometimes I wish he had a little more ambition. Not everyone can be a go-getter, I suppose." The room went quiet. Eyes dropped to plates. I felt my hands tremble. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she added, "Some people are leaders, and some people are—" She waved her glass toward me. "Followers." Something in me snapped. I stood up, slowly. The sound of my chair scraping against the hardwood rang louder than any words I could have spoken. "Vanessa," I said, voice calm, even, "I think there's something you and everyone else here should check." She looked at me, annoyed. "What are you talking about?" I pulled out my phone. "Check your email, all of you." I hit send. Subject line, "The real Vanessa, a birthday surprise." For a few seconds, there was only the clink of forks, the soft buzz of phones being checked. And then, gasps, whispers. Janet's hand flew to her mouth. Tom from next door let out a low whistle. Marcus went white. "Like what you see? Click like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. Let's keep going." Vanessa stared at her screen, her face shifting from confusion to horror to fury. "Alex," she whispered, eyes wide. "What did you do?" "I gave your guests the truth," I said, "since honesty didn't seem like a priority for you." On 25 screens, the truth unfolded. Every lie, every kiss, every stolen dollar, every betrayal. She stood up, shaking. "You hired someone to follow me? You invaded my privacy? You used our money to cheat on me," I said. "I think we're past the point of caring about boundaries." And then she slapped me. Right across the face, hard, in front of everyone. The sound echoed through the dining room like a gunshot. I didn't flinch. I touched my cheek, then looked around the room. People were already grabbing their coats. Marcus looked like he wanted to sink through the floor. "Thank you," I said to her. "I wasn't sure how to end this marriage with dignity, but you just made it easy." I turned, walked to the bedroom, grabbed the suitcase I had packed days before, and came back. To the remaining guests, I said, "The food's paid for. Please stay and enjoy it. Consider it Vanessa's farewell party." Then I looked at her one last time. "Oh, and the divorce papers are on your nightstand. Your lawyer can call mine." And I walked out. I never looked back. The months that followed weren't easy. Divorce never is. But her infidelity and financial lies made things simpler in court. I kept the house. She kept her guilt. We both walked away, me lighter, her humiliated. Marcus? He got fired. Quietly. Their affair didn't survive the fallout. Vanessa eventually moved across the country to start over. 6 months later, I bumped into Janet at the grocery store. She told me how brave I'd been, how composed. I smiled and thanked her. But the truth? I wasn't calm because I'm some unshakable man. I was calm because the pretending was finally over. For months, I'd been questioning my sanity, doubting my worth, living in the shadows of someone else's lies. But that night, I stepped back into the light, and I've stayed there ever since. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't to fight or scream or beg. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away. You know, stories like this aren't just about betrayal. They're about rediscovery. We often lose ourselves trying to hold on to someone who's already let go. Alex didn't just expose his wife, he reclaimed his identity. There's strength in quiet resolve, in walking away without burning yourself down just to prove a point. He didn't choose revenge, he chose self-respect. And that's something we could all stand to learn from. Sometimes the best closure is no longer needing their apology. If this story hit home for you, or made you feel anything, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and stay strong.